24th of April 2017. Two reasons to celebrate. One, the birthday of Sachin Tendulkar. Two, halfway through the group stage of the Indian Premier League. To talk about the Mumbai-Pune game that will be at store on that Monday, Ajit Agarkar with me, so too Brad Hogg. I don't know which one you two would be celebrating more, Sachin's birthday or halfway through the tournament?
Neither. I'm just enjoying my time here.
Let's get straight to match day, match point number one. We are talking about Mumbai and Pune. Remember, they're looking for a 7th consecutive win. They've put some space between them and the rest of the league. The only team they lost to was Pune, away from home in their first game of the season. Ajinkya Rahane returns to the Wankhede Stadium where he plays all his first-class cricket when he's grown up. But his indifferent form is a bit of a concern for a team that would be buoyed by the fact that they won a game that they weren't expected to win against Sunrisers, courtesy MS Dhoni's finish just a couple of nights ago. Now, let's look at Ajinkya Rahane's numbers, gentlemen. 2016 for Pune, average of 76, and that's the key point, average of just 20. He's not been able to get those 50-plus scores. He's not been able to bat long enough to give Pune enough stability, either batting first or chasing. So let's talk about Ajinkya Rahane. Ajit, just your thoughts. He's coming at the back of a long season. We could point fingers at a couple of players and see whether there's still that freshness. Is that in play? Why are we not seeing the best of Rahane? 45 seconds for you.
I have a feeling that it is contributing to look, over the last few seasons he's been so consistent in the IPL. Gets runs consistently, and you can have a few dismissals. He still got that 150, looked good at the start of the tournament, but maybe the long summer's catching up with him. A little bit of break might do him a world of good, but I don't think Pune can afford to give him a break. He's just got to pick himself up. I don't think it's for the lack of trying. It's just one of those things where he's hit a little bit of a rough patch. Pune will be hoping he comes out of it very quickly because they need him. I mean, they've got a couple of really good results at the moment, and if they can build on that, Rahane is going to be a key guy.
Yeah, well and truly.
Yeah, I think I was getting a bit slack over the last few days.
Excellent.
Good work.
Let's see how Brad Hogg goes in his 45 seconds. But before that, Hoggy, that team, we questioned them whether they look good enough or they're strong enough. All of a sudden, little things are beginning to click. Rahul Tripathi at the top of the order with Rahane. Suddenly, that seems to be working. It's only a matter of time before Ajinkya Rahane does. 45 seconds for your thoughts on Rahane.
Well, I agree with Ajit. He just he needs a little bit of time off. But when we say time off, I don't think it's away from the game. Ajinkya Rahane is one of those players that loves to work hard in the nets, out training, and he doesn't stop. This is a period of time now where he's got to trust his ability and just say, right, I need a bit of time off from training, just go out and trust my skills out in the game. If he gets going, he's going to open it up, the freedom for the likes of Dhoni and Tawari down the order, because Dhoni's just finding form, and if he starts doing the damage out the latter part of the innings like he's doing now, Super Giant could be a big factor in this tournament now.
You brought your own buzzer, did you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you told me to get into the 45 seconds. I've been a bit over lately.
That's how you practice at home, I'm sure, in your hotel room. Okay, so Ajinkya Rahane, let's see if he can get runs at a ground that he's very familiar with against Mumbai. Now let's talk about match day, match point number 2. And Steve Smith was slowly coming to terms that it's not always going to be a bowling attack with Mitchell Starc and Josh Hazlewood that he'll have to work around. Pune's death bowling has been a concern. Ben Stokes hasn't necessarily impacted them much. He's not got the greatest numbers anyway in T20 cricket of death bowling. We look at the first 15 overs, they don't do too badly. They've tried a number of Indian bowlers. They finally managed to string a couple of games with Jaydev Unadkat and Shardul Thakur. They ranked second the first 15, but at the death, they're second from bottom, an economy of 12. So let's just put it to Brad Hogg first. How could you use these bowlers? We saw in the last game, Hoggy, Tahir didn't complete, Stokes didn't complete his quota. We saw a bit of the off-spinner, Washington Sundar. Just if you could give me a heads up on how Steve Smith should go about using his bowlers, given the resources he's got. 45 seconds.
Firstly, I'd like to say I was very impressed with Unadkat and Thakur in their power or their death overs. They went out 12, both went for 12 and 15 off both their overs. All they've got to do, those two particular youngsters, is hold their composure, back their game plan and bowl to their field. It's as simple as that. If it doesn't come off on the day, it doesn't come off. You know that some days you're going to get met. The other bowlers, I think they could utilise Tahir down the bottom. Even Stokes has got a lift, and even Christian bowled well the other day. But the main thing, if they're going to beat Mumbai Indians this particular game, they've got to make sure that Pollard and the Pandya brothers are out before they get to the death overs. And that's a big presence from Tahir and Sundar.
Yeah, okay. Just managed in your 45 seconds. Got your point in nicely. Ajit Agarkar, to you now, and the use of how the foreign captains seem to be using the Indian fast bowlers. They've got Stokes and Christian. How do they go about picking their best bowlers when it comes to the death? Your thoughts in 45?
It's a tough one always. I mean, there are always those 2 or maybe 3 at times guys who are good at their job and who like to do that job. It's probably the toughest job in cricket at the moment to actually try and stop batters from scoring 25 runs every over. So one of the things, I mean, I'm sure, and Steve Smith's already gone over it, maybe not give the same guy 2 overs at the back end. You know, sometimes just try and if everything pans out well over the first 15 overs, try and keep, or 16 overs, try and keep 1 over of each other guys and not let the batsman get used to one bowler. But it's a tough job. And at the moment, Pune are starting to find a couple of guys in Unadkat and Thakur. Maybe Ben Stokes needs to step up as well and do the job towards the end of the innings.
Yeah, he got it just there. Ben Stokes needs to step up. He's got to bowl well at the death. And let's not talk about the World T20 final. Let's be nice. Let's move to matchday match point number 3, where we are talking about the only chink in Mumbai's armour. And who would have thought that Rohit Sharma is part of that conversation? It is his worst first half in the history of the league. If we look at Rohit Sharma through various editions of the Indian Premier League, you'll see that this is by far his worst season. After the first 7 matches, an average of under 11 and a strike rate of under 100. Even in his worst season before this, he went at an average of 29 and a strike rate of 140, which many batsmen would take as their best season. But that's just how it's been. Ajit Agarkar's played enough cricket with Rohit Sharma. He's coming at the back of injury, we know that. But the IPL is that kind of tournament. If you start it slow, you sometimes just, that's how it goes. Rohit Sharma, what do we do to get him to get going? 45 seconds for you.
I mean, look, it's one of the other things we've sort of overlooked a little bit is he's batting lower down the order as well. You know, he's opened a fair bit or batted number 3, and then you have enough time to get into your innings a little bit. But it's just lack of cricket. I don't think. I mean, the other night against Delhi, he looked good against the fast bowling when some other batters didn't look that comfortable. Yeah. Try to take on the spinner and head straight to down the throat of square leg. So those things happen to you when things are not going your way. But the positive for Mumbai is still winning, and he started to look a lot better as the tournament's gone on. He somehow hasn't put a score together. Still, contributed in the winning cause when they chased in one of the games. Yeah. So they'd rather have him performing at the back end now.
Okay, just in time.
I'm trying.
Let me just take that scenario that Ajit pointed out. He normally opens Hoggy. With them putting a bit of gap from the rest of the league at the top, would you be tempted to say, okay, Joss Butler, you've got some runs, why don't you hold on? We'll consider Rohit Sharma at the top just to give him some form. Would that be dependent maybe if they're chasing 150 or something like that? Would you be open to an idea like that? 45 seconds to you.
No, I wouldn't change what's not broke. I think they've got a great opening partnership out the top. I don't think Patel can bat anywhere else. Yeah. I think Butler's doing a fine job up there, and I just think they're a well-balanced team. And the way Rohit Sharma's footwork is at the moment, I think he's starting to sharpen up a bit, and we're not too far off seeing him make a big score. The way he got out, as Ajit brought up the other day, to Mishra, yes. the way he swept, I thought he hit the ball really well. I thought the shot was there. It just went straight to the man down in the deep. Went straight down his throat. As simple as that. He hit it well. The good sign is that he went after the shot that he's very good at. He's a very competent sweeper. He's not holding back with his shots. Not too far off for a big score, right?
Okay, should only be a matter of time then, says Brad Hogg and Ajit Agarkar. Let's see if Rohit Sharma can get some runs against Pune. Now, along with Rohit Sharma, they have had to rely on some of their senior players to actually contribute with the ball, and Harbhajan Singh has done that. It takes us to matchday match point number 4. The quiet contributor, Harbhajan Singh. He's become a quiet figure in Indian cricket. He wasn't necessarily a quiet figure throughout his peak and his prime in international cricket, but he comes up every IPL and he does a job for Mumbai. This year they thought they'll try without Harbhajan Singh in their opening game, which happened to be against Pune, which they lost. They fixed that, and Harbhajan Singh remains the only invincible in this Mumbai squad. this year. An economy of just over 6, gentlemen. Better than Bhuvneshwar Kumar, better than Sunil Narayan and Chris Morris and Rashid Khan. And we've spoken about all those guys, but we haven't spoken of Harbhajan Singh. So he's not necessarily got the wickets, but he has kept things quiet. Brad Hogg, just your thoughts. We were all bamboozled when they didn't pick him in the opening game, and just how he's gone about his business in the next 45 seconds.
Well, it was a tactical move, wasn't it? They didn't want to get off to a good start. They wanted to keep it the same in sync as what it's been over the last couple of years, losing the first couple of games. But no, I think Harbhajan Singh, like all the spinners up there, they got Rahane, Khan. What those spinners do, they've got good variety, they've got good shape on the ball, and that variety bamboozles batsmen. And it's not just about the variety, it's about landing it on a good length, reading the batsman. When the batsman come down to the wicket, they're able to drop the ball a little bit shorter. When the batsman goes back, they're able to read that play and bowl a little bit quicker and fuller and really pressure the batsman. So, to me, I just think he's a class act. He's simmered down a little bit over the last year, and that's probably a big improvement. As we get older, we get quieter.
The use of Harbhajan Singh, always good in the power play, and Rohit Sharma's used him. There are certain games that he doesn't complete his full quota. I'm a little puzzled on that. Just Harbhajan and what he brings to this Mumbai bowling attack. Ajit, 45 seconds.
Maybe it was a masterstroke by Mahela Jayawardene to keep him out and get him angry. I think he definitely wants to prove a point after being left out. There was another game where he was sent into bat, I think after McClanagan. Having known Harbhajan for so many years, he wouldn't have enjoyed that. You know, he still wants to be one of those senior guys, one of the guys who can lead that team out, and his bowling shown that. And maybe you know, he's a lot calmer now. He's got a young daughter. You know, there's the pressures of playing for India not as much as they used to be. Can perform freely and just worry about how he's doing in the IPL. And if something else happens, great. But the quality is never in question. It's just sometimes a drive that you have when you go out there.
I love it. Just like the old school days. Drop the guy for one game and then see him do a wonderful
Don't do it again though. There'll be a punch up.
Sorry, I've heard a rumour that he's got a job high up in the police force. Where
he
he's
used to be
he did. He was.
He did,
I mean, he was given a job. I don't know whether he still holds it or not.
I'm not. It's not like he does that part time.
No.
I
just thought that he'd moved into that role. And
did you get yourself into some trouble, Hockey?
I'm going to get myself into trouble. Okay, I don't.
Did you? Do you need
no,
his
I
help?
didn't. I didn't. No, but now that I know that he was high up in the police force, if I ever do get in trouble in India, Harbhajan.
All right, let's move on to our next match day match point, and we are going to ask Brad Hogg and Ajit Agarkar to pick their playing 11. I wonder if it's going to be a tough job to pick the Mumbai team, but there are some question marks. Lasith Malinga was sick for the last game, catching this special IPL virus that's going around everywhere. One player in every team seems to pick it up. But Ajit Agarkar puts him straight back into the team, assuming, of course, he's fit and fine. So Mitchell Johnson only has the one outing that he bowled economically, but no wickets. Beg your pardon, against Delhi. Ajit, 45 seconds.
Sorry, before Ajit starts, have you picked up the IPL bug as well, have you?
No, I just couldn't fathom the fact that your Mitchell Johnson is not in that team.
We're going to discuss this on the couch after this show's gone.
Okay, Ajit Agarkar gets to pick for Mumbai. You get Pune, so Ajit, you can tell me your team in 45.
Again, there's not too much that is wrong with that team. I mean, they got out of jail. Delhi were pretty disappointing. But you've got to give credit. Mumbai keep believing they can win most games, and they've got the personnel to do it from any situation. Mitchell Johnson, another world-class bowler, comes in for Malinga, who's under the weather. But you know, anyway, not just Mitchell Johnson. But when it comes to 2020 cricket, I think I'd pick Malinga ahead of not most guys, any fast bowler, and that's a simple reason. I mean, his record tells you, and Mumbai want him firing come the playoffs, which look very likely that they'll make it sooner rather than later. So, no change in that team, pretty formidable and right on form.
You got some time if you'd like to say, I can't
have a go at me.
No, it's a bit like promoting Rohit Sharma up to opening batters. You're just putting Johnson out just to make sure Malinga gets in form.
Oh, okay. Another master stroke by Mahela Jayawardene. Let's get Brad Hogg's Pune team, and I'd like to see if he's gone for any changes. Well, you've not gone for a change in personnel. So Washington Sundar, who actually made his 2020 debut, or any 2020 debut in the last game against Hyderabad, keeps his place as the off spinner. No Chahar, and you've gone with the exact same team. I wonder what you'll do with that bad batting order. Where does Manoj Tiwari bat for you, Hoggy? 45 seconds for you to take me through that.
Well, I'd like to see Tiwari bat up the order, but I've kept Washington in there because I thought he did a fantastic job in the power play last game. And I think when a young kid comes in and does a role like that and has success, you've got to play him in the next game. Just give him that confidence. But he's up against the powerhouse Mumbai Indians attack batting order, so Steve Smith's going to have to operate him very smartly. But I'd like to see Unadkat and Tarkia still bowling the death overs. I'd like to see Christian probably bowl an over in that pressure situation. He bowled well in that last game. They've got to go with the same team that won last game. I think Pune is super giant with Dhoni coming into form. Things might happen on a positive nature for them.
All right, you got that in time, 45 seconds. Thank you very much, Ajit Agarkar and Brad Hogg. We will have them through the course of this tournament, including on our live show, which you can catch at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time on the website, as well as on our Facebook ESPN Cricinfo page. Send your questions to them with that hashtag. Make sure you catch all our content on Facebook, not just 7:30, but even the mid-innings bit on the 8 o'clock game live just for our Facebook viewers. If you're catching our content on YouTube, please do subscribe to our channel there. We'll see how that Maharashtra derby goes on Monday. Until we see you again on our network, it's goodbye.